referred to conflicts of interest with Ocasio-Cortez, saying both should have disclosed gifts from individuals with businesses before the court. And she says they have failed to recuse themselves from cases where they or family members have ties, which would be worthy of standard removal in any lower court.
Whereby justices are entrusted with decisions that powerfully shape the nation as well as the lives of every American. For this reason and others, the Constitution rightfully and explicitly holds justices to even higher standards than members of Congress or even the president.
The articles are not expected to advance in the Republican-controlled House. Big news, foodies. The Brooklyn Eagle reporting that L&B Spumoni Gardens is opening a second location in Dumbo. They say the legendary pizza shop is setting up shop at 46 Old Fulton Street. They've been at 2725 86th in Brooklyn since 1939. No word exactly when it might open, but they're said to be doing massive work at the location that includes updating the plumbing and installing new interior walls. Well, forget about the swift quakes during her concerts. Folks in Miami are going to have to shake off the sound of Swifties singing along as they ride to the show. A Taylor Swift sing-along train will be shuttling fans to and from her Eras Tour concerts in Miami this fall.
Are you ready for it?
It's being run by the privately owned Brightline, which serves Central and South Florida. The trains to run twice a day from Orlando, with some of the trains already sold out. Where the Big Apple ranks on the stress list. Oy, we'll have that story coming up first. Wednesday News Time 7:11, traffic and transit with Karen Stewart.
Checking what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The inbound Lincoln to Holler 20. Not bad for 7-Eleven in the morning. Matter of fact, great for 7-Eleven in the morning. The inbound GW Bridge is 25 to 30 for both the upper and lower levels. The best approach is the Palisades, 10 to 15 minutes. Now, once you get into the city, we've got delays on the Henry Hudson Parkway, southbound, down to 161st Street. At 161st, there's an accident. The left lane is blocked. And we are very slow from back off GW Bridge inbound ramps. The westbound Cross Bronx and the southbound Bruckner are both very heavy from White Plains Road at least out to the Sheridan Expressway. Let's check on Queens because I know we've got a car fire on the Jackie Robinson. There it is. I see it now on one of our 1010 Wins jam cams. The eastbound Jackie Robinson Parkway at Myrtle Avenue is where it is. We've got one lane blocked with this car fire. Eastbound delays are pretty extensive. They go back to Cypress Hill Street. Westbound delays go all the way back to Kew Gardens. It is bumper to bumper there in either direction. The westbound side of the Long Island Expressway, the accident at Van Dam has been cleared away. But in Brooklyn, the inbound Gowanus at Fort Hamilton Parkway has an accident. And where is it? You guessed it, the center lane. Was sponsored by Cars for Kids. The easy way to donate your car, donate today, and your car can get picked up tomorrow. Call 877 Cars for Kids today or donate online at carsforkids.com. Remember, it's Cars with a K. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
1877.
Hello and welcome back, Fred Scribers, historians.
Well, there's a new ranking of the most stressed out cities in the land, and the results are actually kind of surprising. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. Boy, I can imagine it's stressful for y'all over at AccuWeather to have to keep reporting the bad news.
Yes, about the heat, the humidity, the heat, that it goes on and on and on and on, my friend. And there's really not much in the way of relief in the days ahead. A little bit today. It'll be breezy and hot, but not as humid, with sunshine and some clouds and our high near 90. Real feels mid-90s. Then partly cloudy tonight.
We're here in Paterson, New Jersey, listening to the news, getting ready to go to work.
Not as hot, but more humid with clouds, limited sun, some showers and a thunderstorm, mainly later in the day tonight. And there may be some flooding downpours associated with this next system coming through. Tomorrow's high 84. Saturday will be warm, sticky, clouds, break for some sun. Leftover shower and thunderstorm, especially in the morning, high 86. And then the heat and humidity, now it comes back with a vengeance on Sunday with sunshine at a high of 92. And we're going to keep that heat and humidity going early next week. In Central...
Sorry about the glare, guys. You might have to put on your historian sunglasses.
Today, repeating the current temperature, 75, headed to 90 in Midtown. I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg on New York's weather station 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Well, it turns out perhaps we're not as stressed out as you might think. Wallet Hub is out with a new ranking of the most and least stressed cities in America, and surprisingly, New York is not even in the top 10. Yeah, we're number 36. Wallet Hub analyst Chip Lupo telling 1010 Winds that's in line with other big cities.
What I think the numbers show, as far as New York goes, it was the 6th highest in the country in work stress. And obviously, you can interpret that to be what we found was the number one in traffic congestion and average commute times, and unemployment in the city is still pretty high.
He says the availability of health care and all the social activities available keeps us from being in the top 10. The most stressed out city, that was Cleveland, followed by Detroit, Baltimore, Memphis, and Gulfport. The least stressed, Fremont, California. Newark ranked 15th. Jersey City, 146th. Well, here's something that might help you get through the day.
Not just another day on the calendar, but a day of frosty, sugary bliss. That's right. It's Free Slurpee Day at 7-Eleven, and who can resist a free Slurpee?
The freebie comes on July 11th, or 7-Eleven. See how they did that? National Slurpee Day is also the 97th birthday of the convenience store chain, with the freebies available at 7-Eleven, Speedway, also Stripe stores. Plus, scan your 7 Rewards membership info, and you'll get a coupon for another free small Slurpee between tomorrow and the 31st. So, what's going on with the crew of the Boeing Starliner? Speaking of being stressed out, you've heard about this, right? They are still in space thanks to helium leaks in the ship's propulsion system and trouble with the thrusters.
According to NASA and according to these astronauts, no, they're not stuck, but the fact that NASA has to say our astronauts are not stuck, generally not a good sign. So this was expected to be, about a week up at the International Space Station. We're now at the month stage, and it's going to be several weeks more before they can come home. At this point, the optimistic estimate, if everything goes well, is that they get to come home at the end of July, which is about 6 weeks after they were originally supposed to return.
That's correspondent Trevor Ault. This is 2 astronauts, Barry Wilmore and Sunita Williams. NASA is currently doing thruster testing in New Mexico. That's to try and replicate the problem on board the Starliner and come up with a fix. One backup plan is to have a SpaceX Dragon capsule bring them back. Governor Hochul to sign a bunch of e-bike battery safety bills today. The legislation designed to prevent fires caused by illegally and improperly stored lithium-ion batteries. This includes prohibiting the sale of batteries or chargers that aren't certified safe by an accredited testing lab. Another bill requires chargers to have safe use info tags. The third requires the State Energy Research and Development Authority to create a rebate program that's to encourage people to trade in old batteries for new ones that are officially certified. A recent report from the New York Department of Health found nearly 40% of adults in the Bronx experience food insecurity. And Bronx Works is working to change that with their seasonal farm stands. Spokeswoman Rachel Gill.
This farm stand features cooking demonstrations, nutrition education.
Hey, who said all news has to be bad, right?
Come together and learn and have access to wonderful, healthy produce. And also get resources from Bronx Works.
The one at the Carolyn McLaughlin Community Center runs on Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Mott Haven Farm Stand at Padre Plaza Garden is Wednesdays from 9 a to 1 p. Get all the info at bronxworks.org. Another look at the economy today with the federal government releasing the Consumer Price Index for the month of June.
As of last month, the Consumer Price Index was up 3.3%. That's down substantially from the 9.1% high that we saw in June of 2022. But that said, prices are still pretty high. So although the inflation rate has come down, the rate of change of prices has come down, prices overall are still pretty high.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger, of course, will be watching this in Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past the hour. Winds News Time 7:18.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this quick snippet of the news in the morning of July 11th, 2024. I do understand that these videos are not incredibly entertaining or incredibly exciting, but I do feel it's important to record our history, at least our local Northeast region history. in the New York Metropolitan Area. All right, guys, thank you so much. For those of you that have been watching these videos, please share the videos, like and subscribe. We want to make sure that this channel gets up and running so that folks can oh, what's the word? It's so early in the morning. So they can realize that there is a channel that's focused on documenting our local history. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one.